at TNA's final pay-per-view of 2008, Final Resolution, the domination of the main event Mafia continued. Not only did Kurt Angle one-up Jeff Jarrett's hand-picked special enforcer Mick Foley, using Al Snow as a distraction in the victory over Rhino, but the Mafia also overcame an incredible effort by the TNA frontline as Sting regained his TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and Don, the frontline just this close to gaining possession of the title belt that would have given them the political clout and the leverage they need.
I mean, the main event Mafia knows how important the belt is, that World Championship belt, and to keep it on their side, and it was Kevin Nash in a controversial low blow to Samoa Joe when he had Sting up in that muscle buster, when he had Sting in his sights and it looked like it was all over. Kevin Nash proved the difference, and Sting got the win.
It happened exactly the way I said it would. Kurt Angle has Jeff Jarrett at Genesis. And Mick Foley at Final Resolution, I beat you at your own game. And like they say, it's all fair in wrestling and anything else you do in life. I did it. And Jeff, you see, it didn't have to turn out this way. See, over 2 years ago, I signed a deal with TNA. And I left, and I was happy to leave my former employer. And I came here to TNA with visions, with illusions of grandeur, of carrying this company on my back and taking it to the top. And I did everything I could to make it work. But then, the inevitable occurred. The more press I got, the more attention I got, the more my boss became jealous of me. And Jeff Jarrett, being the egomaniac that he is, didn't even realize I was working for him. Jeff, I was making money for you. And the more popular I became with all the fans, the more Jeff Jarrett tried to pull me down. You see, Jeff, I hate you more than I've ever hated any other boss I've worked for. And we all know who I'm talking about. And Jeff, you tried to kill my career here in TNA, not realizing that eventually you would have to face the greatest wrestler who ever lived. Four weeks, Jeff. 4 weeks from Genesis. I have never been more focused. I feel nothing, Jeff. My heart is callous. I am cold. I feel nothing for you. I feel nothing for your three little angels down in Hendersonville, wherever you live, that live their lives for you. Because nothing good will come out of this, Jeff. But I want to wish you. But Jeff, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And I want you to buy your daughters some wonderful Christmas gifts to remember their daddy by.
Well, I'm sure that AJ Styles is creeped out by Kurt Angle's personal message to Jeff Jarrett and his family, and AJ has to be disappointed in the fact that not only did Sting remain the world champion, but how the main event Mafia and Kevin Nash took the low road this past Sunday.
Kurt, you really are a aren't you? At Genesis, Jeff Jarrett is going to show what kind of man, what kind of leader he is, and he's going to make an example out of you. But I'm not out here to talk about Jeff Jarrett. He can talk for himself. I'm actually out here to talk to you, Sting. For the past 6 months, I've heard you talk about honor and respect and just doing things the right way. What a champion really is, what a real champion represents. So I assume you're talking about yourself, which makes me ask the question, how can a man like you take victory the way you did this past Sunday when Samoa Joe had you beat in front of the whole world? And then your partner, Kevin Nash, comes up and screws him. Is that doing things the right way? Is it, Sting? Is that how we do it the right way? It's like this. I could go home to my wife, to my kids, look them in the eyes, knowing that I went out to that ring and done things the right way. The question is, Sting, can you...
Shut your mouth, AJ. You're nothing but a punk. Sting has done more in 2 years in TNA than you will ever do in your lifetime. And if you're a real man and you have some balls, you'll come down here and confront Sting man to man.
You want me to come down there?
You're damn right.
Then get out of the ring. This has nothing to do with you. This is between me and Sting.
Now, Main Event Mafia agreeing to step outside the six-sided ring so that AJ Styles can confront the icon, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Sting, face-to-face and man-to-man.
Sting was nodding for everybody to go ahead and get out, and here we are. As Sting calling him, or is AJ calling him out for walking out with that belt the way it ended.
AJ right in the face of Sting. Knows, oh my! And Sting with the right hand. AJ answers back, and look out! Here come the Main Event Mafia in.
Well, they couldn't stay out for long as AJ and Sting were just spitting on each other. And now the beatdown from the Main Event Mafia as AJ Styles just doesn't stand a chance with this numbers game. I wish I could have heard what he was saying to the Icon, but it was all that the Icon could take as he punched him. But look at this! Here comes the front line.
Here come the troops. TNA Frontline, led by Samoa Joe, Eric Young, Rhino, Consequences Creed, Team 3D, and boy, look at the Main Event Mafia bail.
You guys want a war? You got a war. Tonight, somebody from the front line is getting eliminated for good.
You heard the threat, the promise from Kurt Angle that someone, one member of the TNA Frontline will be getting eliminated tonight here on Impact.
The threat to the front line, and you can see the look of concern on their faces. What are they going to do?
Let's go to JB with the executive shareholder and the founder, Mick Foley and Jeff Jarrett.
Well, thank you very much, guys, and certainly some very strong words there from the Main Event Mafia. Jeff Jarrett, you can't be happy about this situation. After what happened this last Sunday night, we do now know it is going to be you versus Kurt Angle Sunday night, January 11th, one-on-one at the Genesis pay-per-view.
JB, it is what it is. What happened at Final Resolution happened. Kurt got one over on us.
Well, with this match coming up, though, Jeff, how are you going to balance the Jeff Jarrett, founder of TNA Wrestling, and Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler in TNA Wrestling?
I'm not, JB. That's the answer. I'm not. From this point forward, I'm solely the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler. I can't afford to lose to Kurt. Not just for my company and my career, but for my family.
How are you going to do that?
Mick, from this point forward, you got to step it up. You're about the only guy I can trust around here.
Jeff, this is exactly what I signed on for, and if it's all right with you, I would like to start tonight by paying the Main Event Mafia a little visit.
Oh, Mick, you got it. From this point forward, you got all the stroke around here.
Good luck, Jeff, and we'll be pulling for you.
It's JB, Jeremy Borash, and I have an exclusive TNA mobile bulletin to send to your mobile phones right now, absolutely free of charge. All you need to do is text the letters TNA to 81676 right now, and I will tell you who Jay Lethal is picking as his tag team partner when he redeems his Feast or Fire tag team title shot, and some late-breaking scandalous news you will not believe. 81676, text TNA. Guys, I am outside of the Main Event Mafia locker room where Mick Foley is. Funny stuff in there, huh?
Oh, I forgot how much I like those guys. I've been traveling. Hey, cut it out. Steiner, you little rascal. Bone of that bones. Hey, Kurt.
Nice to have you back home,
Good
kid.
catching up with you, buddy. You're too much. Olympic champion.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I just forgot how long I'd known those guys, traveling the roads, and what a good group of guys they are, if somewhat misunderstood.
Really?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, what did he have to say about Kurt saying about Brother Ray's offer?
Kurt said something about something, but I was too busy reminiscing about old times. Good times, JB. Good times.
We're in the locker room of the Main Event Mafia, and Sting, I hate to put you on the spot, but they got me asking the tough questions back here. What are your comments, what are your thoughts on the accusations made by the phenomenal one AJ Styles? I mean, after all, here you are talking about honor all the time. Yet what happened this last Sunday at Final Resolution?
Whoa.
What?
He what? He let his teammate get hit in the balls? That's his problem? You know, we talked about this Sunday, Steve, and we agreed. If I didn't do it, they would have done it. It was about keeping on that ad. It was a world title on the line. What? Do you know what the problem is? Devon, Brother Ray, Rhino, the rest of the children, they finally got a taste of their own medicine. And guess what? Didn't taste so good now, did it? You know what? I've always known, man. Always known that you've played for the other team.
Look at it.
What's that mean? Yeah.
Look at it.
But I never thought, man, that you played with the front line.
What? Front line? Not at all. They send you here. Guys. Brother Ray, let's see what he has to say.
Main Event Mafia definitely interested in what Brother Ray has to say. You recall at the outset of tonight's Impact broadcast, Kurt Angle promised that one of the members of the TNA frontline would be eliminated. Brother Ray countered by saying that he would make Kurt Angle an offer that he wouldn't be able to refuse. Something tells me this is that offer.
Kurt Angle! I'm standing in this ring all by myself. I want to talk to you man to man, face to face. No front line, no Brother Devon, nobody. I got a proposition for you, Kurt. Come on out here.
You guys wait here, all right? I'll be right back.
Come on, Kurt. No funny stuff, no gimmicks, just me and you, Kurt. Get out here.
Focus, get up, don't get up, I'll never let up. Ferocious, I'm fed up, dismissing the competition. You're hopeless, I'm trash or ambition. Listen, you want a class or tradition, or one condition?
Boy, this is going to be interesting. Brother Ray of Team 3D, and of course the TNA frontline, says that he has a proposition for the Main Event Mafia's Kurt Angle.
Well, you know, Brother Ray, he's been through these kind of wars before, and he's trying to stop this thing, I think, here before it gets started. Kurt Angle, well, he was the one that started it. He said that somebody from the front line would be eliminated tonight. Brother Ray is ready to take it on head-to-head.
Sounds to me like it's a situation where Kurt Angle started it, and Brother Ray wants to finish it.
I'm going to to keep this as short and sweet as I possibly can. And I want you to listen real good. Because there's the potential for a lot of bad things to start happening here. There's the potential for a lot of bloodshed. There's the potential for a lot of broken bones. And there's the potential for maybe 1 or 2 careers to come to an end. I know that the main event mafia wants to destroy the front line and take over TNA. And I can guarantee you that the front line will never sleep until we rid TNA of the main event mafia. And you know something, Kurt? I don't know about you, but I like hearing these people chant that. And honestly, I kind of like hearing them chant that even better. Chant TNA kind of reminds me of being back home in Philadelphia, Kurt. So what are we going to do, Kurt? What are we going to do? Are you going to try to destroy us, and we're going to try to destroy you? And in the meantime, we all destroy TNA. And then what, Kurt? What happens when there is no more TNA? What do guys like me, you, and Devon do? Do we go and sell our souls back to the devil? Here is what I am proposing for tonight. Me versus you. Right here in this ring. You tell the main event mafia to leave the building. I will tell the front line to leave the building. We've known each other for a long time, my Olympics gold medalist friend. We are going to settle it, me and you. What do you say?
Brother Ray's made it cut and dry. He accepts.
Don, are you surprised that Kurt Angle accepts the proposition of Brother Ray?
I think the way that Brother Ray put it, Kurt Angle had no choice but to accept.
That's the way to settle things one-on-one. Kurt Angle versus Brother Ray. Back everyone to Impact in HD with Kurt Angle set to meet Team 3D's Brother Ray tonight. Let's hear from the TNA frontline.
If you think for 1 second we're walking out of this building and leaving you by yourself with those vicious sons of bitches, you're out of your mind.
Joe, I don't want you guys to really leave, but I gave Kurt my word. I shook his hand. I called him out. I told him if he wins, the front line splits. But when I win, the mafia disappears. You guys got my back, and I know that. I just need you to do me a favor. Please listen to a veteran. I got this under control. Just please leave. Please.
You got it. All right. You got it. We're out of here. See you guys.
Where you going, man?
See?
Where do you want us to go?
Joe, do me a favor. Do me a favor, please. If you walk out that door, they'll follow. I need you to do this for me. Please.
All right. We'll do it your way.
Thank you.
Good luck, man. Jeez, this is stupid, man.
Tiki Gonzo, man. You know where I'm coming from.
Yes.
If anybody knows, it's you. Thank you, brother. Thanks, baby. See ya. Oh. What are you still doing here?
Where do you think I'm going to go?
With them.
Have you taken too many headshots? Are you out of your mind? You got a match with Kurt Angle, and you honestly believe that those morons are not going to be at ringside just because you shook Kurt Angle's hand?
They're not going to be at ringside. They're going to be nowhere to be found. They're going to leave. Listen, remember one thing. Kurt Angle is a legitimate Olympic gold medalist. He beat an Iranian and brought the gold medal back to the United States.
That's the only thing he's ever done that's good.
There has to be good left in him. I gotta take the handshake of an Olympic gold medalist. I have to. I need you to leave. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking you as nice as this face could possibly ask nicely. Please go home.
Fine. I'll see you later.
Yes, you will see me later. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if there was ever the true definition of a one-on-one matchup, this is it. Team 3D's Brother Ray to take on Kurt Angle with all the other members of both the Main Event Mafia and the TNA Frontline leaving the Impact Zone.
Well, Brother Ray's wanting to take control. He's wanting to settle this man-to-man without any interference. Also coming up tonight, the cases of Homicide, Hernandez, and Curryman are going to be revealed. 2 are going to get title shots. 1 is going to have to leave TNA.
Don, I'm getting word that the Main Event Mafia are in the process of leaving the Impact Zone. Let's send it to JB.
Guys, I made a promise, okay? It's one-on-one. I'm going to stick to that promise. I'm going to whoop Brother Ray's ass, okay? I got this, all right?
Okay. I'll order you some food. What do you want?
Give me a steak, man.
All right, man.
Won't take me long. Won't take me long. Stinger, thank you, man. Have fun. Have fun.
Kurt, you sure you got this, man?
Yeah, look, I got this, man. Trust me, okay? I'm going to whoop his ass. I promise.
Look, man, this Brother Ray, this ain't one of these poop-butts that's been running around here for the last 3 years, all right? This guy from the street. I know this guy. He'll get down with you, man. He'll go toe-to-toe, all right?
I'm ready for it. I can do it.
You can do it. I just want to let you know, dawg.
All right.
Take care of your business.
I will. Thanks, Buck.
And in this case, he just didn't want to chance it. He didn't want a chance with the Main Event Mafia. He couldn't lose out here tonight, so he decided to give himself an edge from the beginning.
Brother Ray trying to get a comeback rolling with that big open hand slap to the chest, and another one that just sends Angle back.
Well, there are slaps in the chest, and there are slaps in the chest from Brother Ray. I mean, this is a mountain of a man, and look at that. You can see the pain on the Olympic gold medalist's face. And Brother Ray calling him over, saying, come on, taking the shot by Kurt Angle, and then coming right back. He's taking one to give one, Mike.
Putting all that power and all that weight behind those shots, and it fired Angle up momentarily. Brother Ray back up to his feet, and then you see the shortcut right there. Angle rakes the eyes, comes right across. Brother Ray, series of clotheslines.
I'm talking clotheslines. I mean, he's just knocking the crap out of him. And this is the way to get it turned around in his favor. Whoa, what a hip toss. He sent him all the way into the turnbuckle.
Brother Ray follows up. He's finally got the advantage in this match and goes right back to the open hand slap where you can just see the print of his hand right on the chest of Angle. Back body drop attempt by Brother Ray goes awry, but no!
Oh, my God.
Release suplex overhead.
Here it is. He might have it right here. 1, 2. Oh, my gosh, was that close?
Boy, would that send a message to the Main Event Mafia in this situation where the Mafia and the TNA Frontline have both left the Impact Zone for Brother Ray to get the 1, 2, 3 right there. Angle charges at him, and he's elevated out to the floor.
Unbelievable as Brother Ray just sent him all the way over the top. Kurt Angle in unbelievable pain. Brother Ray, people have questioned his loyalty early on in this. He's showing what he's made of as he goes right after Kurt Angle.
Angle in severe trouble outside, and you can just tell with the offense here from Brother Ray that he can sense it. The confidence level rises. The big right hand, and then Angle goes jaw first right into the steel guardrail.
Oh no, he's got him right here in front of the announce table as he smacks him on the head.
Look out, look out, look out!
Slams his head right here on the table in front of us. Brother Ray in total control of this matchup.
Going to take him over by the entrance ramp now. And Angle goes face first right into the ramp, picks him by the back of the head, and measures and connects with a big overhand right.
Slick Johnson trying to get him back in the ring, but that's not going to happen. You're not going to stop these guys.
Here he comes! sweeping right through. Take another look at this.
I mean, you could see he had the momentum. Brother Ray, Kurt Angle knows just quick enough, just had enough speed, and Brother Ray goes right through the wall.
They're fighting man-to-man. They're fighting one-on-one. More of Brother Ray and Kurt Angle when we return. Oh, and we are back on Impact. Continuation of our main event. Team 3D's Brother Ray and Kurt Angle. And check out what happened to Brother Ray Don when he went through the wall.
Oh, he's got a crimson mask as he went flying through the wall head first. And Kurt Angle hasn't let up on him since. But now, Brother Ray able to try to get control as he's now got a little momentum as he's taking Kurt Angle. They're calling for a disqualification because they couldn't make it back to the ring, but these guys don't hear any bell.
During the commercial break, Slick Johnson did everything within his power to try and get this match back in the ring. Totally lost control. The match has been thrown out, but check this out. We have a camera positioned backstage now to follow the continuation of this brawl.
I'll tell you what, Brother Ray is hurt so badly, but he's just like a raging bull, just going straight after Kurt Angle. Kurt trying to get away. It's not about the match now, it's just about survival. And look at this, he takes him and throws him up against one of the trailers outside.
Boy, what desire, what fight in Brother Ray of the front line in Team 3D. Throwing Angle first into the trailer, now using anything and everything within sight, whatever he can use as a weapon here.
Anything he can is this bloodied Brother Ray now in control of the matchup, slamming the head of Kurt Angle into the chair and just trying to inflict damage, just sending the message because there's no front line, there's no main event mafia, it's just these two warriors.
Brother Ray continues the assault. Big overhand shots, big right hands, and look at Angle back up here.
Well, he knows right now. Oh, and what a kick. Brother Ray able to catch it. The smash to the chest. I mean, look at this. This guy's a man possessed right now.
Boy, we're trying to get some security to the back of the building outside the impact zone. They're headed over towards that catering area as we see Angle tossed on one of the tables. Look out, shot from behind with the chair by Brother Ray.
Brother Ray grabbing anything that he can, anything he can get a hold of, as he is sending a message. He will do anything to stop the main event mafia. And look at him hold his hand. Stop, he's saying, but it's not going to work to Brother Ray right now.
Boy, what a message Brother Ray has sent, not only to the main event mafia, Don, but also to the TNA frontline. We talked about security trying to get in there to separate these two, and as soon as security comes in, Brother Ray knocks them down.
You're not going to stop these guys till one of them's dead. I mean, look at this. He just smashed him again into anything, any kind of a wall or barrier he can find. Kurt Angle dazed. Kurt Angle confused. Kurt Angle's eyes are glossed over.
Boy, I thought with the...
I have a wife and kids, I would end your career right now. You piece of crap. You're the reason why this war has started, Kurt. You! I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it for the front line. I'm ending it right now, Kurt. I'm ending it right now. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Let's start this out. Listen. I'm no longer with the man. What do you mean? What are you talking about? You're not with the mic.
Uh-oh, Brother Ray getting personal with Kurt Angle, and from behind, yes, the main event mafia.
You can see Scott Steiner with a pipe. You can see the board in the hands of Kevin Nash, the chair with Booker T, as Sting looks on. And you can see Kurt Angle able to stop Brother Ray just long enough to let the main event mafia get in place.
Boy, what a swerve by the main event mafia. What a chair shot that was by Booker T. And now look at this beatdown continue. What's he got there? Oh, man, that big steel trash can from Scott Steiner.
I mean, they are just now relentless as they're beating down. As Sting looks on, beating down on Brother Ray as he's fighting back with everything he's got, but it's too much now.
Doing everything within his power to try and fight back, but Don, these numbers are just way too much for Brother Ray. And remember, the front line have left the impact zone.
Well, as you see, Sting also walking away.
Boy, if you think about it, Brother Ray's trust, his faith in Kurt Angle has really come back to haunt him here.
Oh, there's just nothing for him, nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide. All these blows from all these weapons. Oh, the main event mafia sending a message that you can't trust them, and they'll do anything to prove their point.
The fighting spirit of Brother Ray so evident here. But It's just way too much as we see Steiner, Kevin Nash, Booker T, and Kurt Angle, and they all toss him into the dumpster.
They dispose of him like garbage. And another question, how about Sting walking away, not even wanting to be a part of it?
Think of the message that this sends to the TNA front line.
I'm all right, man.
Brother Ray just battered and there's nowhere for him to go.
Message with the main event Mafia.
Chance to take the...
Main Event Mafia have not only destroyed and decimated Brother Ray, but think about it, in the process, they have weakened the TNA front line.
Here in the locker room of the Main Event Mafia with the leader, Kurt Angle. And Kurt, I have to ask you, I'm sure you've heard the news already. The front line is here, and after what happened last week with the Main Event Mafia's vicious, brutal beatdown of Brother Ray, they are here and they are looking for blood.
Oh, they're going to get blood. There's going to be bloodshed. But it's going to be theirs. Did they not see what we did to Brother Ray last week? Do they not know what we're capable of doing? Hey, if you ask for the gun, you're going to get the bullets too. Okay, the Main Event Mafia tonight, we're going to do what we have to do. Tonight, I'm going to do what I have to do. Tonight, I'm going to pay tribute to Jeff Jarrett because it's the right thing to do. Because after Genesis, Jeff Jarrett will be extinct. So if you excuse me, I'm going to tidy up a little bit. I have a special guest coming.
Special guest who? Who's going to be?
You're going to have to wait until after the commercial. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. Bang, bang!
Bang, bang.
In the Main Event Mafia locker room.
Hey, Mick.
Hey, Kurt.
How you doing, man? You getting ready for the holidays or what?
Oh, man, I love. Hey, they're good, Scotty. I'll give them your regards.
Everything's... You ain't doing so good. You ain't doing that. This T2's rotated, but I get that. Get in there.
Hey, knock it off, big sexy. I'm a little concerned about what happened last week.
What are you talking about, man? We're having a good time, man.
Don't you guys think you kind of...
We're having some good times, huh? Some good times.
Good times, but I think you guys may have crossed a line.
What are you talking about, man? Man, we were just
Hey, no, hear me out. It just seemed to me like Brother Ray challenged Kurt to a wrestling match.
Hey, it was a hell of a match.
Not a gang.
Oh, that's a little
What are you talking about, man? You remember that? Bang, 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 bang. You remember that? Come on, man. Come on, lighten up a little bit.
Hold on a second. Come on, Mick. Aren't you being a little harsh? A gang? Whatever the heck he said? I mean, really. Brother Ray challenged me to a wrestling match. It turned into a damn street fight. What would you have done?
Well, I think I probably would have met his challenge one-on-one.
What are you talking about, man?
How is that possible? You tell me how that's possible. You know better than I do. This business was built on brotherhood. Okay? We're a family. You fight one of us, you fight all of us. This business was built on the boys and brotherhood. Now, come on, Mick. Relax. Have a good time, okay? Come on.
Like that jacket.
We cool?
Come on, Mick. That's sweet, brother.
Wait.
That in?
I need your word. No more beatdowns.
Okay.
No more beatdowns.
Mick Foley, the Main Event Mafia, and his brotherhood. No more.
Kurt Angle promised that he would bring together the greatest collection of world champions, and he delivered with the Main Event Mafia. Kurt Angle promised that they would eliminate someone from the front line last week, and they took out one of the big guns in Brother Ray. As you can see, Kurt Angle making his way down the ramp. Look at what he's got in his hand, proudly holding, proudly displaying the new release from TNA Home Video, Kurt Angle Champion, as he makes his way to the ring to, quote-unquote, pay tribute to Jeff Jarrett. TNA presents its first pay-per-view of 2009. Genesis, January 11 from Charlotte, North Carolina. Kurt Angle gets his Bound for Glory rematch against Jeff Jarrett, and Kurt Angle is relishing the opportunity to get his chance at revenge in just over 3 weeks.
Before I begin, I would just like to show everybody my new DVD, Kurt Angle Champion. over 7 hours of footage, some of my greatest matches of all times. You can get it in local stores everywhere, but I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about a man that's twice the man I am. Now, if you would all look up on the screen, I'd like to talk about Jeff Jarrett and his career. You see, at the young age, the ripe age of 16, Jeff Jarrett from Hendersonville, Tennessee, makes his professional wrestling debut. And with a dream in his heart and cunning good looks, Jeff Jarrett shocks the world by winning Rookie of the Year in 1988. And within a few years, Jeff Jarrett finds his way to the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. We all remember Jeff. Jeff, Jarrett, ha ha. Jeff Jarrett won 7 Intercontinental titles and a WWF Tag Team title with the late, great Owen Hart. And just when Jeff Jarrett couldn't prove anything else, Jeff Jarrett goes to the WCW, World Championship Wrestling, where he defeats the likes of Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, Ric Flair, and Diamond Dallas Page to become a 4-time WCW champion. And just when Jeff Jarrett couldn't prove anything else inside the ring, this mountain of a man started his own wrestling company. TNA was born. And within 6 years, TNA became a world-renowned company. First, it started with a 2-hour primetime TNA Impact. Then, the global expansion in over 100 countries. Jeff Jarrett built an empire. Now, just when I thought Jeff couldn't do anything else, Jeff Jarrett comes out of retirement at Bound for Glory and screws me out of winning my match against him. Which brings me now to Genesis, where this storybook comes to a tragic, tragic end. You see, Jeff Jarrett spent 25 years busting his ass, doing everything he could to survive in this business. But I guarantee all of you that Jeff Jarrett will drown in his own pool of blood at Genesis. Now, the wrestling community can definitely live without Jeff Jarrett. But the question is, will they be able to? You see, those are Jeff Jarrett's 3 little beautiful daughters: Jocelyn, Jacqueline, and Jaren. Now, after Genesis, those 3 beautiful girls are going to become orphans. But don't worry about it, Jeff, because Uncle Kurt might have it in his heart to adopt them and make them mine.
This is disgusting. I mean, the depths that Kurt Angle will go is just despicable.
Why does he always go in that direction? I think we know. It's because he realizes he's going to get a reaction from Jeff Jarrett.
You're a worthless son of a you know it. I've heard that for the last time. I've had that for
Jeff Jarrett's longtime personal friend B.G. James, TNA's Terry Taylor, Scott D'Amore, referee Earl Hebner, they all have a vested interest in trying to keep Jeff Jarrett under control. And we're getting word that attempts to calm down Jeff Jarrett are not working. Let's go to JB in the office of the TNA founder.
I don't want to hit anymore.
Can I just get one word?
Jeff!
Can I get a word?
Jeremy, shut the hell up!
I'm tired of you. Who do you think you are trying
I'm
to
your friend, Jeff! I can't buy into this crap!
Hey, Jeff, hold on, man. Jeff, come on,
What
hold
are
on.
you doing here? He's your freaking friend. What do you want? He's your buddy.
Jeff, don't do this. This is exactly what he wants you to do. I can't believe you. Mick, you know what? This is half your fault. God almighty.
With TNA executive investor Mick Foley. Mick, I'm a little confused about something. Maybe you can help me out here. At Final Resolution, I saw you face-to-face with Kurt Angle in the center of the ring, and Kurt threatened you.
Yeah.
And just 4 days later, last Thursday night, I come across the Main Event Mafia locker room, and who's in there? You, buddying up, having a good time, laughing. I understand why Jeff Jarrett's a little upset right now.
Well, I can certainly understand why Jeff Jarrett is very upset. He and Kurt have a very emotional, volatile issue, and they will settle that issue inside the ring the way it's supposed to be. As far as my problems with Kurt, I understand that Kurt sometimes says things he doesn't really mean. I think that's the case in the threats towards me. And in this situation, JB, I'm going to let that ride. I'm going to give Kurt a pass.
Whose side are you on, Mick?
JB, maybe that's where the problem is. It's a little communication problem. I don't really have a side. Now, disregarding the fact that I've been disrespected more in the past few weeks by an arrogant little punk like Alex Shelley than I have in an entire 23-year career, you have to understand I was brought to TNA to do what was right for business. The Main Event Mafia has a proven track record in this day and age, in these tough economic times. Sometimes you have to go with a proven winner, so please excuse me if I consider my options.
So you were okay with what happened to Brother Ray last week?
No, JB, I most definitely was not okay with what happened to Brother Ray last week. And I think I made my intentions and I made myself perfectly clear to the Main Event Mafia that further gangland type hits would not be tolerated. And they gave me their word. And at this point, JP, I have no other alternative but to take the Mafia at their word. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to go and do what I was brought here to do, and that is make decisions that are right for business.
Even Sting, but it wasn't what we expected from Kevin Nash and Samoa Joe. Check this out. Joe elevates his own partner, and AJ climbs right up the back of Kevin Nash and gonna try and climb right over the top of the cage.
Using Kevin Nash as a stepladder, and the teamwork with Joe allows AJ to clear the cage and get the victory.
What a huge victory, especially for the message that this sends to the Main Event Mafia. TNA Frontline takes control. AJ and Joe get the win, but look out, here comes the beatdown now. Here comes the beatdown. 2-on-1 on Joe. AJ gonna try and get inside the cage, but Nash cuts him off.
Well, this is an opportunity here for the Main Event Mafia. They don't get the victory.
Oh my God!
Oh, what a shot! What a shot on AJ from the cage door! And they've got Joe trapped, but look at Joe fighting them both off.
Did you see what Kevin Nash just did? Shoving that cage door right in the head, right in the face of AJ Styles. As Joe comes back, and now Samoa Joe, he's going to try and get a little bit more revenge.
Well, AJ's just motionless down there. As you can see, Sting falls over the top of him. As Samoa Joe now, one-on-one with Kevin Nash. And look at him grinding him down with that rear naked chokehold.
But taking the life out of Kevin Nash, but Kurt Angle runs down the ramp, and Angle with a steel chair is headed inside the 6 sides of steel.
You see Joe trying to fight it off, and he kicks the chair right into the face of Kurt Angle. Joe's on fire. Booker T walks right into it, and he gets his head planted in the cage.
Every member of the Main Event Mafia that hits the cage is met by Samoa Joe. Scott Steiner taken down. And now Joe going to pick up the steel chair, slam it down in the center of the ring, and he's going to turn his attention to Kurt Angle.
I'll tell you what, one thing about it though, this gangland activity not stopping on the Main Event Mafia. Joe's just prepared for it. Joe said he was going to kill somebody tonight, and it could be Kurt. Oh, he just got waffled in the back.
Just when he was going to drop Angle with the muscle buster on the steel chair, Nash picks up the chair, and you're right, just waffled him right across the back. What's Steiner doing?
They're locking themselves inside the cage, and now it's Booker T, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, and Scott Steiner as they're locked in the cage. Samoa Joe is trapped. Samoa Joe is trapped. This is exactly what Mick Foley said they can't do, and they're doing it.
Scott Steiner puts the padlock in place. He's got the key, and now Samoa Joe in severe trouble.
You can see AJ still hurt from that cage door, creaming him like it did. And now the referee's trying to get this cage open, but Joe's taking a beating. One by one, they're giving it to him.
Remember, Steiner's got the key, and you know that the Main Event Mafia, they're not going to open that door. Referee's headed to the back.
And think about it, there's chairs in there. That lead pipe is in there. You can see it on the ground. AJ trying to climb up, and Samoa Joe just got hit hard. And look at Kevin Nash warding anybody off from trying to get through the cage.
And at the same time, keep your eyes on Kurt Angle. He's taking the arm of Samoa Joe. He's got it stuck inside that steel chair, and they're just beating the hell out of a defenseless Joe as Sting takes down members of the front line who try to come to the save.
Unbelievable, though, as they take that steel pipe and they crash it on the chair. As Samoa Joe screams in pain, he had to have broken his arm. Unbelievable how they trapped his arm in the chair, and then they all took shots at it, and that last shot with a steel pipe may have been the coup de grace. And look at this again, they're holding it again. Oh, this is sick what they're doing to Joe.
He's absolutely defenseless. He's not capable of fighting back at this point.
Another shot with the steel pipe. I mean, they've done everything they could. Onto Joe's arm, and look at him. The pain almost too much. It's like he's about to pass out.
Another violent, another vicious and ruthless attack by the Main Event Mafia. And they have severely damaged the front line. The Main Event Mafia has done it again.
And where the hell is Mick Foley? If this isn't gang-style warfare, I don't know what is.
Thank you. And I'd like to wish everybody here in the Impact Zone and at home on television a very happy holiday. Man, I've been trying to make merry all day, but it's awfully difficult because last week Kurt Angle and the members of the Main Event Mafia looked me in the eye. They gave me their word. They raised their glass in a toast, and they assured me that there would be no more gangland-style hits. Then it turns out, just a short while ago, Samoa Joe was released from the hospital after 3 days because he had his arm mangled at the hands of the Main Event Mafia. Kurt Angle likes to talk about a code among the boys. And I'd like to ask Kurt, what good is your code when your word no longer means a thing? What good is your code when you've thrown away your sense of dignity? You want to talk about a code among the boys? I tell you, it's a crock of Angle. And I'm sending out a message to the Main Event Mafia saying the next time there is a gangland-style hit, I may have to become personally involved. Petey Williams, Brother Ray, Samoa Joe, the bloodshed stops tonight.
Well, Mick Foley found that he could not trust the greatest collection of world heavyweight champions ever assembled. You heard what he just said, executive shareholder of TNA, saying next time Main Event Mafia, I might have to get personally involved.
I mean, you can just look, though, at Kurt Angle and the Main Event Mafia. They don't have respect for Mick Foley.
What we have here, Mick, is one big misunderstanding. You see, once again, last week, the Main Event Mafia was not the aggressor. We were the victim. Did you think that Sting and Kevin Nash wanted to be in a cage match? They were forced into it like animals. And when you take wrestling purists like Kevin Nash, one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and Sting, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, when you put them in that type of situation, like savages, that's gonna happen, Mick. I mean, hell, AJ won the match. They won the match. AJ landed on the ground, got outside the steel cage, but he left his partner in the ring. So what did you expect us to do? What did you expect Kevin to do? What did you expect Sting to do? What did you expect the Main Event Mafia to do? We are a family, Mick. A family we want you to be a part of. A family that you should be a part of. And as far as that terrible situation with Samoa Joe, let's just write it off and say that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You know, Kurt, you're putting me in a hell of a bind here, because the truth is, I need the Main Event Mafia at Genesis. I need them on that card. I know you've got a match, Kurt, a big match with Jeff Jarrett. I know the Stinger's already spoken for, but I can't make a match right now for Kevin Nash, for Booker T, for Scott Steiner, because I'm worried that they're going to put a hit out on their future opponents. And that's a shame. But what I can do is make a little double main event for tonight. In one matchup, Booker, it'll be you and Scott Steiner taking on Brother Devon and AJ Styles.
We don't come out here and give pay-per-view matches for free, Mick. Okay, you're supposed to be our boss. What about those two jobbers we're supposed to have a match with?
We weren't supposed to be wrestling those guys. We had some job done.
And then, Kurt, I'm going to put you in a little matchup of your own. So you're going to be facing the War Machine Rhino. And keep in mind, Kurt, this thing gets out of hand, I will follow through on my promise and become physically involved in tonight's proceedings. Not only will you be facing Rhino inside this very ring tonight on Impact, but just to make sure this thing stays on the up and up, I'm going to have a little visitor at ringside to watch Rhino's back. The King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, will be on hand.
Oh, good call by Mick Foley there.
So you think about that. Booker, Scott, think about your matchup, and then have yourselves a merry little Christmas now.
Pretty obvious to me that Mick Foley just won up the Main Event Mafia.
Oh, you can tell by that expression on Kurt Angle's face. He didn't like that decision. He's not quite ready to see Jeff Jarrett at ringside.
On January 11th, the greatest wrestler in the world, period, Kurt Angle.
At Genesis, when I'm through with you, Jeff Jarrett, I'm gonna own you.
the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
There's only one way you're going to do it, and that's over my dead body.
This isn't just another grudge match. It's war that will change TNA forever.
This isn't about wrestling anymore.
TNA Wrestling presents Genesis, live Sunday, January 11th, only on pay-per-view.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we take a look at our exclusive interview with the founder of TNA, Jeff Jarrett, let's check out this video package detailing the history between Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle.
A little over 2 years ago, I signed a deal with TNA, and ever since, Jeff, we butted heads. Back then, you were on your way out, and I was on my way up. I came to realize that you were jealous of my success. You dodged me every step of the way, so you would never have to get in the ring with me. Jeff Jarrett comes out of retirement and bound for glory and screws me out of winning my match against him.
I'll be damned if I'm going to sit back and watch you tear down something that I built. At Final Resolution, you beat Rhino, you get your match with the King of the Mountain. If Rhino beats you, you're gone from TNA for good.
Here it comes.
Superplex!
Rolls across, drapes the arm.
God, was that close?
And now Al Snow comes down, distracts Mick Foley, and Kurt Angle gets the rematch with Jeff Jarrett.
What happened at Final Resolution happened. Kurt got one over on us.
Jeff, you tried to kill my career here in TNA.
From this point forward, I'm solely the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler.
At Genesis, when I'm through with you, Jeff Jarrett, I'm gonna own you.
I can't afford to lose to Kurt.
This isn't just about wrestling anymore.
If you're going to try to take down my company, my career, and my family, there's only one way you're going to do it, and that's over my dead body.
After Genesis, Jeff Jarrett will be extinct.
Jeff, first things first, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and on behalf of my family, I thank you for allowing me to be a part of the TNA family.
Well, Mike, TNA wouldn't be TNA without you. I mean, you along with a lot of other people helped make all this possible, but Merry Christmas to you as well.
Jeff, I've known you for a long time, and I know you pretty well. And I realize that you really had no intention of ever getting back into the ring as an active competitor. As the founder of TNA, working behind the scenes to advance this company, to grow it to greater heights. But boy, it just hasn't worked out that way, has it?
Mike, let's face it. Me and Kurt just don't get along. I mean, our relationship has deteriorated to the point it is today. I mean, 2 years ago when I hired Kurt, I hired him and handpicked him to replace me. That was the plan. I wanted to build the entire organization around Kurt Angle. That was the plan.
What went wrong?
You know, you probably have to ask Kurt that. I mean, in my opinion, Kurt's lost his wife, lost his kids. He's lost his dignity. But, you know, as ironic as it is, I think Kurt, in his mind, has become bigger than TNA. And as you've been around this game as long as I have, or longer, you know, no one wrestler is bigger than the organization. I mean, does TNA need Kurt Angle? Without a doubt. But does Kurt Angle need TNA? Absolutely.
Why and at what point did the situation between you and Kurt get so personal? And I've got to tell you, some of those things that he says about your family, they're really tough to listen to.
You know, when Kurt says those things, it turns my stomach at times. He's not the same guy he was 2 years ago. I mean, when you look into his eyes, there's like a blank stare. He's just not the same guy.
Kurt Angle is more focused than ever for the rematch against you at Genesis. How do you prepare under those kind of conditions?
You know, Mike, it's easier than you think. I mean, going into Bound for Glory, I knew that I was going to be facing the greatest technical wrestler who's ever stepped into a ring. At Genesis, you can throw all that out the window. It's going to be a fight, and that's what I'm preparing for. It's going to be two guys fighting that hate each other.
If Kurt Angle is victorious at Genesis, what happens to the balance of power here in TNA going forward?
Losing is not an option. Not for myself and my career. Not for TNA. And certainly not for my family. This is one fight. I
have to and will win.
You know, there are grudges. There are rivalries in professional wrestling, but I have to tell you, I have never seen anything as personal and as emotional as this situation between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett.
It is. It's just gotten out of hand. And you think about being this company, and they need to find a way.
So, what'd you think about what Jeff had to say, huh, Mike?
I mean, I understand everything that he...
Did you feel sorry for him?
I mean, there's a certain amount of...
How about you, Don? Did you feel sorry for him?
Well, I mean, everything he's gone through.
Both of you shut your mouth. I have no sympathy for Jeff Jarrett or his 3 little girls. But he's right about one thing. It will be a fight. A bloody fight. But the fight starts tonight, Jeff. When you come down to this ring, Jarrett, with Rhino, you're not going to know when. You're not going to know how. But I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to cripple you, Jeff. You probably won't make it to Genesis. And just to keep Rhino out of the way, I'm bringing Sting with me to keep him occupied. I'll see you tonight, Jeff. I will see you later tonight.
He doesn't see him, and you knew the numbers game. Oh, the weight AJ hits the Pele, and sends Booker T down to the mat, throwing the rights. But here comes the Olympic gold medalist.
Damn, just what I was going to say. Against all odds, totally outnumbered. AJ doing a hell of a job. But now it's the main event Mafia taking back control.
And you just get that feeling of helplessness as you know AJ can't do anything. Look at the beatdown. Kurt Angle just putting the shots. Oh, man, what is Mick Foley going to do? They have just defied everything that he said. They've spit in his face.
Of course, Brother Devon handcuffed outside the impact zone, and now they're going to make an example out of AJ Styles. There's the Angle slam.
Oh, man, what a shot. Kurt Angle just, oh, no, they're bringing the chair into the ring. Oh, no, tell me they're not going to do what they did to Joe. Yes, they're putting his arm in it. No, somebody stop this. No way, the front line's going to be decimated.
And here comes the front line to the rescue. Consequences Creed, Eric Young, Black Machismo to the rescue for Styles. But the main event Mafia is just too damn tough.
Too big, too powerful, but you gotta like the spirit. One thing they may have done, they may have just saved AJ Styles' arm as he's able to get it out of the chair. But now the beatdown continues. The good thing is you don't have 4 people all attacking AJ at once.
And here comes the War Machine to even the score.
And him and Kurt Angle are gonna go at it later tonight. But he wants some of it now. And look at him. He's gotta take charge. And he's cleaning house like today. Look at this.
Look at the shots here against Big Sexy Kevin Nash. But again from behind, it's Angle with the double sledge. Steiner-'s got a chair.
Cracks him right in the back with it. And now you got to wonder the damage that's going to do to him later. Now, he takes the point of that chair, hits him in the shoulder blades. Oh, this is unbelievable.
A total decimation of the TNA frontline by the main event Mafia. We've seen it for weeks, and it continues again here tonight.
They always seem to find a way to stay standing in the end, and now you see the front line laid out. You think about it.
Well, just as they were going to put AJ Styles' arm back in the steel chair, he's going to try and break his arm just like Samoa Joe. Here comes Mick Foley to confront him. And look at this. Mick Foley is getting physically involved.
I'll tell you what, he just decided he stayed out of it long enough. This is the only thing they listen to, and that's force. And look at Foley clean out. Look at this. A shot to Booker T. As I think these guys are more surprised to see Foley running down that ramp and jumping in the ring. But Mick Foley ready to deal.
Here it is. Here comes the sock. Mick Foley's got the sock in place.
Oh, and he wants to put 10 man of the claw right on the Olympic gold medalist, and he's got it. Oh, Kurt able to slide out.
safety. How about Mick Foley turning this thing around? He promised us earlier that if the bloodshed didn't stop, if the gangland beating didn't stop, that he would get personally, that he would get physically involved. Wait a minute, Mick Foley, he's asking for a microphone? What does Mick Foley have to say to the Main Event Mafia? We'll find out after this commercial break.
Just when I think I'm out, they drag me back in. I told you, all of you, hey, you gave me no other choice but to get personally involved. I would. So now, how about we give the Main Event Mafia a little Christmas present? For all of you here in the Impact Zone and all the fans at home, Merry Christmas! Because Booker and Scott and Kevin and Genesis, you guys have got yourselves a little six-man tag action. Meet your opponents. Brother Devon, AJ Styles, and guess who they've got lined up? At Genesis, Mick Foley.
Yeah! You gotta be kidding me!
Is crossing the line.
Mick Foley, Brother Devon, AJ Styles are gonna partner up at Genesis to take on the Main Event Mafia. Unbelievable! He's got himself back involved. Mick Foley's not standing for it anymore.
Can you imagine? Sunday, January the 11th, 2009, the executive shareholder of TNA, Mick Foley, returns to the ring, but
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your TNA Impact Feature Contest. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Main Event Mafia, the man who will be named Kurt Angle's corner, the TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Icon, Steve!
Oh, you know, from the moment that Mick Foley told us about our Impact main event tonight, Kurt Angle against the War Machine Rhino, from the second that we heard that Jeff Jarrett was going to be in the corner of Rhino, the wheels and the mind of Kurt Angle began turning. He came out and told Don West and I directly, for the main event match tonight, I will be bringing the TNA World Heavyweight Champion to keep Jeff Jarrett occupied, and Sting is in the Impact Zone.
And the first participant in this special grudge match from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist. He is Kurt
The very outspoken Kurt Angle has absolutely no sympathy for anyone in the TNA front line. Has absolutely no sympathy for his opponent at Genesis, Jeff Jarrett, in that Bound for Glory rematch. And remember what he told us all tonight. He told Jeff Jarrett, he told the world, it starts, it all begins tonight on Impact. The second you come down to that ring with Rhino, you will be attacked and you will be mauled.
Introducing the man who will be in Rhino's corner. He is the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett!
I know it's a matchup between the War Machine and Kurt Angle, Mike, today, but all eyes in the Impact Zone, all eyes at home, all eyes all over the world are going to be on Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. Will they lock up tonight? Will they get their hands on each other tonight? That hatred is so deep, so thick, I think it's inevitable.
And the second participant of our main event from Detroit, Michigan, the War Machine, Reinhardt!
So much is at stake at Genesis. The battle for respect between the main event mafia, the TNA frontline. When Rhino, and you know he's got confidence, when Rhino challenges the icon Sting for the TNA World Heavyweight title, think back just a couple of weeks ago, right here on Impact, when Rhino defeated Sting in the non-title match, 1, 2, 3.
Well, it just shows you even somebody as great, somebody as legendary as the icon Sting can't get up from a gore that's hit by the War Machine.
We talked about it with Jeff Jarrett, our exclusive interview earlier tonight on Impact. The fact that Kurt Angle is totally focused, more focused than we've ever seen him before on the match at Genesis against the King of the Mountain, the TNA founder, Jeff Jarrett. You've got to wonder if that will be a negative here for Kurt Angle tonight in this match against Rhino. That level of concentration that Angle has towards Jeff Jarrett, will it come back to haunt him against Rhino?
I'll tell you what, I think of last week, I've never seen Jeff Jarrett so mad. I've never seen Jeff Jarrett so upset. I've never heard words come out of his mouth like they did, but that's what Kurt Angle does to him. If this match had happened last week, Jeff Jarrett couldn't have kept his hands off of him. But this is Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler here. He knows he's got to be focused for Genesis. He knows how important that matchup is. I mean, this is important here. This is where you send the message. But it's all about Genesis between Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle.
You can sure feel the tension here. They finally lock up and hook it up. Angle with the reversal, and Rhino uses that near 300 pounds, well, like a freight train with a shoulder block, and there goes Kurt Angle face first, directly into the top turnbuckle, and Rhino with a series of right hands, and look at Angle. Angle just crumbles in the corner.
Kurt Angle too concerned about the King of the Mountain and the War Machine making him pay. The War Machine beating him down. And I mean, let me tell you something. The War Machine's doing it for his reasons too. He's trying to send a message to Sting to let him know, I can beat the Olympic gold medalist, and I can beat the icon. He's a former world champion, and he wants it again. And what a clothesline, sending Angle out of the ring.
That's the power game that we've grown to expect from the War Machine. The big clothesline sends Angle all the way down to the floor, and now we talked about the tension earlier. You can really cut it with a knife here because they're right down there by the icon Sting, the world champ.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you can feel it through the shades, but Sting and Rhino gave each other a look. I mean, it said everything. You know that's going to be a war at Genesis. And right now, Jeff Jarrett's got to be loving what he's seeing. As Rhino taking it to the Olympic gold medalist, taking it to the leader of the main event mafia, letting him have it, just beating on him. And Jeff Jarrett's loving it because he knows this is driving Kurt Angle crazy.
You can see Jeff Jarrett with the bad mouth for Kurt Angle. Great camera shot, guys, right over the shoulder of the TNA founder. But all of a sudden, Angle able to turn things in his favor, connects with the shoulder block. But I think you saw it, I did as well, as he circled around Rhino. His eyes directly on Jeff Jarrett. Oh, here we go!
Angle spit on him. Angle spit on him, man. He did. He walked right around Mike and just spit in the face of Jeff Jarrett. That set Jeff Jarrett off.
Trying to antagonize Jeff Jarrett. After this commercial break, more of Kurt Angle versus Rhino on Impact. And we are back on Impact. The continuation of our main event, Kurt Angle versus Rhino. And boy, order has been restored. TNA officials, referees coming out. The cornermen are still out at ringside. Jeff Jarrett in the corner of Rhino. The TNA World Champion, the icon Sting, in the corner of Kurt Angle.
I'll tell you what, though, the spit from Kurt Angle that got into the face of Jeff Jarrett that set him off has actually worked in his favor. As he's been able to come out of this through all the confusion, all the referees trying to get Jeff out of the ring, Kurt used it to catch his breath, to look for an opening, and then he's taken it to the War Machine ever since. Rhino now trying to fight back, trying to get back that momentum that he had, but I'm telling you, Kurt Angle, this is what makes him so great. He can be so focused, too. Not quite enough, but he is undeniably if not the greatest, one of the greatest the world has ever seen.
Boy, the comeback attempt of the War Machine Rhino, derailed by that knee to the midsection by Kurt Angle. Rhino slowly brought back up to his feet, sent into the corner, and you see that European uppercut. Boy, the impact of that blow, it snaps the head of your opponent back. Series of shoulder blocks as well, and boy, Rhino in a tough position here.
Well, he uses the shoulder blocks to just suck the air right out of you. You saw it. I mean, how about the 1, 2? Not quite enough yet. You didn't think the War Machine was down for the count at this point. But I'll tell you what, he's wearing him down. Kurt Angle's doing whatever it takes. I mean, that's just what he does so well. He takes a beating and lets you wear yourself out, and then he methodically goes after you, takes you at every one of your weak points, and he just uses them against you. Look at this. Just holding on to that bear hug, just pulling the air right out of Rhino, and you can see the pain in Rhino's face as he's trying to work something up to get out of it.
Boy, Rhino doesn't look like he has much left in the tank.
He's frustrated. This isn't the way he sees it going down. He'd rather do it on the battlefield in war, and all Kurt Angle's doing is just draining the life out of him slowly. And the War Machine, you can see he's losing it. He's wobbling. His eyes are getting glazed over. I mean, he's got to dig down deep. He's got to find something here. Jeff Jarrett trying to cheer him on. But look at it. He's just bringing him down. And, I mean, Kurt Angle is just relentless.
Jeff Jarrett, the crowd, here on hand at the Impact Zone, trying to get the War Machine Rhino back up in a position where he can make a comeback on Kurt Angle, but Angle is not letting go of that grip, and that look of concern on the face of the TNA founder, Jeff Jarrett, tells the entire story.
Well, one thing Rhino does have, he's got one foot, though, flat on the mat, and he can use that as a base. If he can find some way to put the pressure on him, it looks like he's done. I mean, look at the arm just fall down. Here it is the third time, and that's when he reaches in. That's when he reaches deep, and he's trying to use it again. Can he get up to that base?
Rhino trying to feed off the crowd, trying to get that one shot of adrenaline to get the offense rolling here against Kurt Angle. Back up to the vertical base, back up to his feet. Shot repeated with those rights, and then here he comes with a big forearm blow that knocks Angle over. Springing off the rope, they both go for the clothesline, and both men on target as you see both Angle and Rhino go down.
You saw that look on Jeff Jarrett's face. He's holding the back of his head. He knows what Rhino's going through. He knows Rhino's hurting. Sting, he's just looking on. He's watched Kurt Angle do this his way. But I'll tell you something, though. How about Rhino fighting back? How about Rhino getting out of it? I mean, nobody's got a base like the War Machine does. Those may be the most powerful legs in wrestling.
It's Angle, first up to his feet. Rhino shortly thereafter. They meet in the middle of the ring. They exchange punches, and Rhino momentarily getting the better of it. The quick reversal shoots him off into the ropes. Rhino leaves his feet with a clothesline. A back elbow right into the face of Angle. Gonna fire him off into the corner. Here he comes with the shoulder block.
He just used that 280 pounds to his advantage, and now the belly-to-belly as he just throws Kurt Angle like a rag doll. This is what he needed to do. Start bringing it to Kurt Angle. Start sending the message to him. And Sting's looking at all this, too, at the same time. And, you know, he's thinking, as we see the gore, oh, but he just kicks him. Just kicks him right at it, waiting for it, looking for that Angle slam, but he can't hit it. Spine buster.
Big spine buster. Drops Angle directly on his back. Got the leg hook. Going for the pin. And Angle rolls the shoulder before referee Earl Hebner can count 3.
I'll tell you what, I didn't think it was going to be that close, but he jarred him with that spine buster, Mike. And, I mean, Kurt Angle barely got the shoulder up. He may have done something to him there. May have really physically hurt him. Let's see. But now he's amazing. Look at this. He can turn things around.
Right into the ankle lock. There it is. The famous submission hold of Kurt Angle. And Rhino, the ring positioning here couldn't be worse for the War Machine. Couldn't be better for the Olympic gold medalist.
Oh, you think of everything he went through earlier, and now Kurt Angle back in that position, that superior position, holding on to that ankle and twisting it the way he wants to send it. Isn't there enough? Oh, how about that? He was able to roll through and send Kurt Angle out of the ring.
Perfect counter, and you see that Angle lands at the feet of Jeff Jarrett. And Jeff's right in his face, just daring him to get back in the ring against him. Oh, God!
You knew it was going to happen. They were going to touch. You knew. And here it goes. Oh, Jeff Jarrett, though, missed him. His ankle got out of the way, and he caught the rail. He caught his ribs on the rail.
You saw the desperation lunge by Jarrett. He went right into the steel guardrail. Angle suplex back in by Rhino. Angle powers him down and goes right back to the ankle lock.
Again, and look at it. He's got it in place. He pulls it to the middle of the ring. Again, as Earl Hebner looking on. But you got to wonder what the War Machine can take. But Jeff Jarrett taking his shirt off. He wants a piece of Angle, and he goes right after the levels and with a shot to the chin.
Referee Hebner throws it out, but you can't blame Jeff Jarrett. Hebner calls for the bell in the no contest, but look at Jarrett and Angle exchange here.
Well, there they go, and now the fight's on. This is just a glimpse of what you're going to see in Genesis. But the two of them couldn't stand it. That hatred's just too strong.
Security filling up the ring, trying to separate these two again. You see referees as well. Angle and Jarrett. And now you see Terry Taylor, B.G. James, the longtime personal friend of Jeff Jarrett, trying to keep them separated, and there they go again.
I tell you what, it's just broken down, and they just want to kill each other. I mean, you heard them both. Jeff Jarrett said it's going to be over his dead body. You've heard Kurt say it's going to be a war. He's going to maim him. He's going to maul him. And look at him pulling on the hair of the King of the Mountain. Anything he can do to humiliate him.
You control yourself, you stupid son of a bitch! Stay back!
Oh my God! Did you see that cheap shot? Kurt Angle just sucker punched B.G. James
off with the 2008 comeback match of the year, as it was the highly anticipated return of the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, as he took on Kurt Angle at Bound for Glory.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bound for Glory continues with this special grudge match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the special guest enforcer, a hardcore legend. Please welcome Mick Foley!
At TNA's biggest pay-per-view of 2008, Bound for Glory, Chicago, Illinois. It's only natural that TNA's biggest acquisition ever, Mick Foley, and those were the words of the company founder Jeff Jarrett, be the special enforcer. When you have a match like we are about to witness involving Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett, when you realize the emotions are at a fever pitch, you want to ensure that bottom line, the best man gets his hand raised, and that's why the hardcore legend will be that extra set of eyes at ringside.
And introducing the participants, first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he is Professional Wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist. He is
It is time to make history with the first ever meeting, the first ever match of Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett. And when you take into account just how personal Angle has made the issues leading into tonight's showdown with Jarrett, you realize that he must feel that he had to play mind games with Jeff Jarrett in an effort to take away from Jarrett's focus. And Don, check out that intensity on the face of the Olympic gold medalist.
Well, Kurt Angle's game plan, well, he did it to perfection. But my question, Mike, today is Jeff Jarrett physically ready? Mentally, I believe he's strong enough. But physically, Kurt Angle has a 2-year head start since Jeff Jarrett's been in that ring. He's going to have to figure out a way to get through the mind games and find somehow a shot to win.
and his opponent from Nashville, Tennessee, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett!
The most personal and the most emotional situation in TNA history is about to be resolved. As Don just said, after a 2-year absence from the ring, to handle the family tragedy, to concentrate on business issues, Jeff Jarrett is ready to return to TNA. And tonight, Jarrett has to deal with many elements of Bound for Glory. The ring rust. He has to formulate the strategy and the game plan. He has to either shut out the negative words that he's heard from Kurt Angle or use them to fuel him in the battle.
We got got myself prepared. I took a, almost 2-year leave of absence for personal reasons. But got myself in shape, got in there against who I consider the best of the best. Mick Foley there, his first night in TNA. To me, it was everything I hoped it would be, and then more.
I've known Jeff Jarrett for 20 years, and I know how committed he is to putting on the best match possible, but I also know firsthand what it's like to try to come back and perform at the same level prior to a long layoff. So I was expecting a serious inner and physical struggle on the part of Jeff, and I think we got that. My expectations are always high when Kurt Angle steps in the ring. In some ways, I think Kurt has actually set the bar too high for himself, but he always seems to surpass it.
Jeff Jarrett and I, when we first met, we were seeing eye to eye. I signed with TNA. He was happy. I was happy. But we started banging heads from the beginning. There are a lot of things I don't respect about him, and there are a lot of things he doesn't respect about me. Have we been able to coexist? Kind of. But I do have a clause in my contract that he can't fire me.
We talked about Jarrett formulating a strategy and a game plan. The fact that he either has to shut out those negative words from Angle or use them to fuel him. But think about it. He has to do this against the Olympic gold medalist, the consensus best wrestler ever, and the man that Jeff Jarrett handpicked to replace him right here in TNA.
Well, I think right here from the beginning, Jeff's shown just how smart he is. I mean, I was almost expecting a Hagler-Hearns kind of a start with that emotion from Jeff Jarrett just boiling over from the beginning of this matchup. He's too smart for that. He knows that Kurt Angle is expecting that kind of a thing and would use it against him. Jeff has just got to let these emotions go through him. Just find a way to work himself through this and get himself back in a wrestling mindset.
Boy, and speaking of emotions, the arena here in Chicago, Illinois, it is emotion-filled. Everyone can sense just how important this match is to these two individuals and to TNA Wrestling.
First off, I was the one who, in essence, handpicked Kurt to come into TNA, a guy that I thought personified exactly what Total Nonstop Wrestling is all about. He is first and foremost, a great athletic performer who, when he steps in the rope, steps in the ring, he flat out can get it done. He is also has a great persona and a great aura about him, not only being a former Olympic gold medalist, but also a multi-time world heavyweight champion. He's done it all in this business. So it got real personal between me and Kurt just because for me to handpick a guy when I had to step out of the ring, being the founder, maybe there's a lot of resentment on myself that I chose the wrong guy because Kurt's come in here and basically fallen apart. He's lost his family, he's lost his wife, and probably most important, and that's saying a lot, is to me he's lost his dignity. Just the things he says and does and the way he carries himself. So it's still very personal to this day.
I had no remorse for Jeff. What I wanted to do is I wanted to hurt him. I didn't care about him. I didn't care about his kids. I didn't care that his wife passed on. Get over it, okay? I know things like this happen in life. There are tragedies. I understand that. But all the fans, they seem to just be siding with Jeff because of everything that he went through. That's life. Jeff, I might have dug it a couple times and said, I lost my wife, but I'm not the only one to lose a wife. You did too. And I know that hurt you, but that's the way I felt. I wanted to go in there, and I wanted to beat up Jeff Jarrett, and I wanted to prove to him and everybody else that I am TNA on the franchise.
It was Kurt Angle in control in the opening minutes of this matchup. But all of a sudden, it's Jeff Jarrett now taking command, and he's just back to the basics here, neutralizing Angle with the side headlock.
You can just see the hard work that Jeff Jarrett put himself through to get himself ready for this. And it's almost, you can feel that old cliche, it's like riding a bicycle. As Jeff, the more and more this match goes on, he's getting his legs, he's getting the feel of it, and he's able to kind of get control of Kurt. But as you see right here, Kurt Angle, the best in the world, can turn it around in a heartbeat. heartbeat. He can turn it around in a second, as those vicious uppercuts are an example.
Jarrett with the leapfrog drops down and Angles comes springing off the ropes. And the King of the Mountain is ready. You saw the great leg extension connecting with the drop kick, and then right back at Angle. A clothesline that takes him down to the arena floor.
This is just what Jeff Jarrett needs. This feeling of taking control. And here he is. He's going to fly. Does he do it? Oh, yeah, he lands right on top of the Olympic gold medalist.
How about Jeff Jarrett going high risk, slingshot into the crossbody block, and now it's Jarrett in the driver's seat.
You can see the crowd, this incredible crowd here at Bound for Glory behind the King of the Mountain, 100%, and that's got to be driving him on as he sends Kurt Angle right into the steel guardrail.
Boy, what impact that shot was. Chest first, goes Angle directly into the steel. And it looks like Jarrett senses that he needs to take advantage of this situation now, but he goes high risk a second time, and as you can see, he caught nothing but steel guardrail on the way down.
Not only did he catch his ribs, he also caught underneath his right arm. As you see the special enforcer, Mick Foley, coming over to check on Jeff Jarrett's condition.
I was expecting somehow, hoping, I'd say, to get involved. I certainly did not want my first appearance, and at the time I thought possibly my only appearance to consist simply of standing around watching a match.
Mick and myself have a mutual respect. We've been down a long, tough road, but everything we've done in this business, we both feel like we've earned. We've earned our stripes. So for him to be a part of my match where I've had a 2-year layoff, it was very special, him being the special enforcer on the biggest stage of them all.
I was very confident on defeating Jeff Jarrett. I knew I would have defeated Jeff Jarrett if Mick Foley wasn't the ring enforcer. I knew Jeff Jarrett put him as the ring enforcer to make sure that Jeff Jarrett won. You know, that's the problem with this company. Jeff Jarrett is protected. He's protected all the time. I think it's political.
Jarrett rocks Angle with the enziguri, the kick to the back of the head. And now here comes the King of the Mountain. He goes airborne and crashes down right across the back, the head, and think about it, the neck of Kurt Angle.
Well, here he is doing that Jarrett strut, and that's just a confidence booster, but that time it cost him as Kurt Angle nails him with the clothesline.
Vicious shot by the Olympic gold medalist, and Jarrett is down. Tonight at Bound for Glory here in Chicago, the first ever meeting between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett. And Jarrett with a quick roll-up and gets the near fall. Boy, the longer that this match goes, because of the 2-year layoff for Jeff Jarrett, you'd have to believe that it would be advantage Kurt Angle.
Well, I took advantage of Jeff because I knew he hasn't wrestled in 2 years. So my intensity, and I got him tired. Once I got him tired, I got him down, and I was beating him up pretty badly. I was putting him in a lot of good wrestling holds. I was throwing him around pretty good. You know, I came very close to beating him a few different times, even with Mick Foley as the ring enforcer.
But I think it was a mistake stepping back between the ropes, probably the first 10 minutes of the match. And I was just getting my bearings about me. Kurt knows what he's doing. He had his game face on, and it took me a while to get rolling in that match.
Kurt Angle in total control as he's got the arm around the neck, but Jeff Jarrett fighting through it. Here come the arms, the shots to the gut, the shot to the face as Jeff Jarrett trying to do something to turn this momentum.
You can almost sense that Jarrett was feeding off the crowd here in Chicago. So firm, so vocal in their support. But Angle turns it around. The series of shoulder blocks in the corner. He waits. He measures. He charges. Oh, he went shoulder first right into the steel.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Jarrett played possum, showing that tiredness. And look at this as he does it again. Kick to the gut, and then puts him in the DDT right on top of his head.
Desperation move by Jarrett, spiking Angle with the DDT. But as you see, both men are down at this point. Jarrett needed to pull that kind of a move, Don, out of his bag of tricks in order to stop the offensive Angle.
Oh, you can just see how wore out, how exhausted the King of the Mountain is. And you expect that. It's already been a war. But right now, they're almost on an even playing field. You can see Kurt Angle struggling to get up just as Jeff is. Both of them at the same time. What a shot by Angle. Another shot by Jeff, and they're just trading blows.
Mid-ring intriguing exchange. We'll see who gets the better of it. Punch for punch. And Jarrett right there. And look at Jarrett reel off a series of shots, but Angle cuts him off with a knee to the midsection, and then Jarrett decks him with the clothesline.
Set him up, and he hits him with a second clothesline as Jeff Jarrett now taking the momentum, puts him on his back. 1, 2, not enough.
Angle able to roll the shoulder, and at the same time as he gets to his feet, you see him back away from Jarrett to try and clear the cobwebs. Fires Jarrett off into the corner, but then walks right into the big boot, and then Jarrett tried to catch him with the right hand. Instead, it's Angle answering with the belly-to-belly. The overhead release suplex. Here's the pin.
Oh, that was so close as Jeff Jarrett, just on instinct, got that shoulder up at the last second. I'll tell you what, though, Kurt Angle, one thing about it when you watch him in the ring, you sometimes forget how despicable he can be, and you just admire his ability and how he does it. Oh, but look at Jeff Jarrett turn that around as again he puts Kurt on top of his head.
Drapes the arm across the chest, and no, another near fall for the King of the Mountain, the founder of TNA. Boy, I thought that time, Don, he might be able to get a surprise 3 count against Kurt Angle.
I think that was one of those situations when his arm hit the top of Kurt's chest and almost even jarred him awake and made him realize he had just about a second to get the shoulder up in time.
Elevated up, thought he was going to go for a suplex. Instead, he plants Angle up on the top, and you don't see this very often, but the King of the Mountain, he's going to go high risk. Check it out. Jarrett committed up here to try and suplexing him in.
You know, there was a point in that match, you know, me and Kurt, neither one of us are really high flyers, but we both somehow ended up on the top rope, and he was going to belly-to-belly me, not back into the ring, but over the top rope, over the top turnbuckle, out onto the floor. And the match probably would have been over, or the match certainly would have been over. My career may have been ended at that point.
I wanted to hurt Jeff. I wanted to end his career. I wanted him to be watching from a couch for the rest of his life. I didn't want him in the ring again. I wanted to beat him right there and then, end his career, and get him out of my life. And for some reason, I underestimated Jeff, and he got out of that and showed me that he has a lot of balls.
Jeff Jarrett grabs the foot, and now look at this, as he's taking the foot, and he's putting Kurt Angle with the figure 4. He's got it cinched in, and he's pulling tight. You can just see him straining, rocking back and forth, and you can see the pain on Kurt Angle's face. Listen to Kurt Angle scream.
It's the specialty move of Jeff Jarrett. Could you believe beating Kurt Angle by submission?
At one point in the match, Jeff Jarrett had me in a figure 4 leg lock, and it hurt like a son. It's probably as hurtful or as painful as my ankle lock. And there was a point where I did want to quit, but something inside me, I pulled down deep, and I did what I had to do to get out of that move. And I can tell you that I will never let Jeff get me in that move again.
Kurt Angle just straining, trying to grab the rope, trying to break this figure 4 that Jeff Jarrett has in. Can he get close enough as Jarrett pulls him more to the middle? And you can see Jarrett holding on for dear life.
In terms of using their specialty submission moves, Jarrett strikes first. He beats Kurt Angle with a punch. Before Angle can apply the ankle lock, it's Jarrett with the figure 4, but now Angle gets a rope break. It has been a very even, very competitive match at Bound for Glory. Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Angle, and Angle with one of his specialties. Suplex leads to a near fall.
Wow, Jeff Jarrett just got the shoulder up in time and seemed a little nonchalant. That was instinct, but again, he goes right back to the German suplexes as Angle, and you can see Jeff just fighting there to get to his feet.
Angle gonna go for another pin. With the far leg hook, Jarrett shoulders down for only 2.
Wow, so close again. You wonder how long can Jarrett hang in there if Kurt keeps on this barrage of suplexes.
And we've mentioned this earlier. I think it bears repeating. You would presume that the longer this match goes, it's advantage Kurt Angle because of Jarrett's 2-year layoff. Went for the Angle slam. But Jeff Jarrett was ready. He caught him. He countered with the arm drag.
I'll tell you what, every time you count Jeff Jarrett out, he disproves you wrong. As you can see him fighting there. Look at this. He's got him. No. Kurt's got him now. Kurt's got the ankle lock. And look at this. He's got it cinched in and he's got it cinched tight.
Earlier in the match, we saw Jarrett with his specialty, the figure 4. And now you have to wonder what could be going through the mind of Jeff Jarrett as Kurt Angle applies the ankle lock.
Kurt's ankle lock. It's legendary. I think with his background and with his determination and just sort of his ruthless mindset going into every match, he cranks on it. At that point, I really wasn't sure which way the match was going to go.
Jarrett reaching out, trying to catch the ropes and get the break. And at the same time, Angle digs down deep, uses his power and strength, and pulls him back towards the center of the six-sided ring.
You can just hear the screams coming from Jarrett as he's just feeling that excruciating pain. How long before he taps? He's so close to tapping out. What a way for Jarrett to end here at Bound for Glory. But now look at him. Kind of like a push-up, and he uses it, he rolls Kurt Angle over, and he breaks the ankle lock.
The perfect counter to Angle's ankle lock as Jarrett rolls through, but it's a wounded Jeff Jarrett now operating on one leg. Angle for the angle slam.
And he hits it. This could be it. Here we go. 1, 2. Jeff Jarrett gets the shoulder up again.
And you can see the frustration etched in the face of Kurt Angle. He wears Jarrett down with the ankle lock. He connects, he hits his patented finisher, the angle slam. But Jeff Jarrett is able to roll the shoulder before the 3 count.
You can just see Jeff Jarrett, just the chest heaving as he's trying to get as much air in as he can. Anything to revive him. Kurt Angle realizes he's so close to victory. Gonna go up to the top rope here, try to finish off the King of the Mountain. And the crowd in Bound for Glory just standing in anticipation. Here he goes. Jeff Jarrett gets out of the way.
Moonsault does not connect, and you can see that Angle was favoring his knee as he went up to the top rope. Obviously, the after effects of that figure 4 leg lock that was applied by Jarrett earlier in the match.
I mean, look at Jeff Jarrett now. Just read the body language. You can feel it. He's getting feeling back in that ankle. He's getting to his feet. He realizes he's taking the best that Kurt can give him. Well, he's ready. Wait a minute, the referee's knocked down.
Referee Rudy Charles is down after the clothesline as Jarrett moved out of the way. Jarrett going to catch Angle this time with a knee. Repeated shots into the midsection with the knee. Going to set him up for the stroke.
And he hits the stroke as he rolls him over. Here comes Mick Foley. 1, 2, go! Kurt Angle gets the shoulder up just in time as Mick Foley lets the crowd know it's only a 2 count.
Well, I had to get involved for a couple of reasons. One, the referee was down, and it seemed like as the enforcer, I'm kind of the de facto referee in that event. And also, I just felt like, geez, if I didn't do something that, I would have a hard time looking at myself in the mirror and looking at wrestling fans. Try to give them a little bang for the buck every time.
Mick Foley takes over as the referee, and Kurt Angle goes outside to pick up a steel chair, and Foley confronts him.
He's telling him he's out of line, and you can just see that look in Kurt Angle's face as Foley tells him, oh, God! He just crushed Mick Foley right in the face with that chair! Oh, man!
What a vicious, what a violent, and as you can see, what a lethal chair shot that was by Kurt Angle to the head of Foley, and a shot to Jeff Jarrett.
When I did what I did, and I went out to grab that chair, and Mick Foley wanted to get involved in my business, well, that's the price you have to pay. That's why I hit him in the head with the chair. I wanted to knock him the heck out.
2, go! Mick Foley pulls referee Rudy Charles. He's not going to let it end that way.
Angle can't believe that Foley is recovered to the point where he pulls referee Charles out, and now Mick Foley's going to take over as the enforcer.
You can see Kurt Angle has got the hands up, trying to take control, goes for a punch, but Foley's got a counter.
And now Foley is able to take out the famous sock. Could it be the mandible claw? Yes!
He's got it applied. Crowd going crazy as Mick Foley getting some revenge for the chair. Jeff Jarrett's got the guitar. Smashed him right on the head.
Knockout blow from Jarrett's guitar. 1, 2, 3.
Here's your winner, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett!
First ever historic meeting between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett. goes to the King of the Mountain.
Let's show you what happened in the match. This is where the referee got knocked out. Then the wicked chair shot that you could feel all the way through the arena in Chicago. The shot to Jarrett's head. It looked like it was over. And then the mandible claw came into effect.
Jarrett uses the guitar, crashing it down over the head of the Olympic gold medalist, and Jeff Jarrett gains the victory at Bound for Glory. For Jacqueline, for Jocelyn, for Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's 3 young daughters in Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is for you.
It's going to be on the shoulders of the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, Mick Foley, AJ Styles, and Rhino if they want to keep the power in TNA.
All right, Mick. The battle lines have been drawn. In 3 days, a total shift of power will change in TNA. When the founder and executive stockholder are both taken out in the same night, who will be left to run the company? That is why the Main Event Mafia was assembled. To run this company from the ground up and to run this company the way we want to run it. It was designed to make us leaders. Leaders that have honor and respect and dignity. To be honored, respected, and revered. And on January 11th, our vision will become our reality. But tonight, Jeff, your friend's blood is on your hands. I have no idea why you would even put BG James in the ring with me with my state of mind right now. You got to be sick in your head. But Jeff, in 3 days, there's only going to be 2 left. You and me. And to be honest with you, Jeff, I'm feeling kind of high. I feel a little giddy. You can't imagine the ecstasy I'm feeling inside. Because, Jeff, when it comes down to it, I am going to hurt you. I am going to tear you apart. I'm going to do everything I can do to bring you down. And you know something, Jeff? I feel sorry for you. I really do. I feel sorry that I didn't give you any other options. I feel sorry that you have absolutely no way out. At Genesis, Jeff, your whole world, as you know it, will come to an end.
I never had anything against you, Rhino, until you sided with them. The day you sided with them is the day you decided to believe what they believe and to represent what they represent. And oh yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here that's big and is bad. But it's all still about respect and dignity, Rhino. That's the only thing any of us in this ring ever wanted. And it's what I swore I would get no matter how much blood was shed, even if it was my own. And yeah, there's a war that's going on, Rhino. There's a big war going on, but the war's gonna come to an end. And it could end at Genesis. But one thing's for sure, at Genesis, it will be showtime, Rhino.
You know, Sting, I gotta be honest with you. I don't think the war is gonna be over at Genesis. That's like, what, 3 days away? You know, when I was a little kid, my dad used to come up to me sometimes and he'd say, You know, Big Sexy, don't put off today what you could do tomorrow. And I say to myself, since we've been together, we've taken out who we wanted to, when we've wanted to. We took out Petey. We took out Brother Ray. And we took out Joe. So I say, and if it's all right, if I make a little decision here myself, I say tonight, why wait? Why wait? You know what? I say we take out Mick and take out Jeff tonight.
That's right, because Mick Foley, remember this. You hit us first, and that was your mistake, because no longer are you untouchable.
You see, what my family is saying is, we know you're in the back watching this right now. So what we're saying is, we're coming for you. Foley, especially you, Jarrett. Tonight, your punk belongs to Mafia. Now can you dig that?
The main event Mafia looks to take out both Jeff Jarrett and Mick Foley tonight.
Well, one thing that's always been consistent with the main event Mafia, they fulfill their promises. When they say they're going to take you out, they do. Jeff Jarrett, Mick Foley, you're in trouble tonight.
Now let's get the reaction from the TNA founder and executive shareholder.
Wow, a very strong and direct message to the two of you, Jeff Jarrett, Mick Foley, obviously the main event Mafia, here to send a message tonight. Let me remind you, gentlemen, 4 weeks ago they predicted Brother Ray. 3 weeks ago they predicted what they would do to Samoa Joe, and now tonight the two of you are in their sights. How are you going to survive this?
Survive, JB? I'm going to tell you how we're going to survive.
Whoa. JB, let me handle this, Jeff. You want to know how they're going to survive? I'm going to tell you how they're going to survive. They're going to survive by sticking close to us.
That's right.
Hey, Mick, I want to give you something, man. He would want you to wear this.
Testify.
That's right. Jeff, just want to say this. You took a chance on TNA. You took a chance on AJ Styles. And because of that, I get to provide for my family doing something I love to do. So let me return the favor. We got you back.
Absolutely.
All right, boy. All right.
On pay-per-view, and I am going to try and get a final word from the founder of TNA Wrestling, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, who is talking to Brian B.G. James. Jeff, any last thoughts?
Second, just give me a second.
No, I don't give a crap who hears it. Jeff, for 6 months, I've been listening to that son of a talk about your wife like he had the pleasure in knowing her. Talking about orphaning your kids. Somebody has got to shut that son of a up. So you're saying I don't have to do this? Well, I disagree with you, bro. I got to lay my head on my pillow tonight. So yes, this is something I got to do. I got to do this. You've always taken care of me, and I love you for that. I appreciate your concern, but I do have to do this, Jeff. I do have to do this.
Forceful about him that nobody else has as he's trying to get things turned around.
Boy, BG back up to his feet, blocks the punch, answers with one of his own, and now it's BG James' turn to fight back, and he knocks Angle down.
Well, I'll tell you what, BG James has thought about this for weeks since Kurt Angle did that to him, and he decided that whatever the punishment Kurt Angle dishes out, he's going to... Oh, Kurt turned it around! He just got him right into that steel ring post.
Boy, in just a couple of feet here in front of the broadcast table, did you hear that sickening thud like I did? As the flesh of the head of BG James made contact with the post.
Let's look at it right here again. I mean, you can see Kurt Angle just spinning him around in that momentum of BG James right into that steel ring post head first, and that sickening sound that we heard as BG James, you got to wonder what kind of condition he's in. Well, you can see already, he's busted open as that's right where he hit into the ring post.
Boy, and all of a sudden you can just sense the confidence rising in Angle as he continues to open up the cut on BG James. And we are back on Impact as you see the blood flow down the head of BG James. Continuation of our main event matchup. Kurt Angle, no disqualification match against the longtime friend of Jeff Jarrett.
I'll tell you what, though, that's just scaring me is just that scream that's coming out of the gut of Kurt Angle. He is a man possessed. I mean, he mentioned it earlier. He's in a frame of mind like he's never been. And in his mind, BG James is Jeff Jarrett right now as he's taking everything out on him.
Boy, I'm sure it scares you, but I don't think it surprises you, Don, after what you and I have seen up close and personal in recent weeks from Kurt Angle.
I mean, look at that shot there, the blood pouring from the head of BG James as Kurt Angle just cinching that arm around that neck and by pulling tight like that, causing the blood to come out even more, and you wonder, does BG James have anything inside him to get up? It's Kurt Angle just putting everything he's got into it.
Boy, the beatdown continues. Look how close referee Earl Hebner is on the scene, checking on the condition of BG James. Boy, I'm sure this is as tough for Jeff Jarrett to watch as it is for us. Boy, Brian is part of the Armstrong family. They've been in the wrestling business for 40 years. I mean, Brian has known Jeff Jarrett since they were 10 years old, Don.
I mean, think about it. Their fathers worked together in this business. I mean, they go so far back. That's why he was so emotional. As you see Kurt Angle put that knee in very close that time. And he goes right after it. And again, BG reaching down, finding something we didn't know he had to keep himself alive in this match.
But it's what you could expect from BG James. Knowing how emotional he is, knowing what a personal situation this is, both with him and Jeff, and this personal situation between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett as well, you knew that BG James was going to fight for his life tonight.
I'll tell you what, though, it is Kurt Angle in total control as BG gets to his feet, and he's able to somehow break loose the hold, and now another shot, but again, Kurt goes right after those eyes again, and he's not only just getting the eyes, he's getting in there in that blood and mixing it in.
Clothesline missed. But those shots aren't missing. Series of lefts and a big windup right between the eyes. Here comes BG, and he's going to drop down with the knee.
I'll tell you what, BG James, here we go, too. Kurt Angle gets the shoulder up in time, but BG James now feeling it. He needed that kind of a break, and he's now getting his wind back, and he's trying to take over. Look at this.
Caught him with the boot. Gonna go pump handle here on Angle if he can get him up into the air and drives him right down to the canvas. Angle's back goes up. BG covers and all, just two.
I thought he had it. I mean, just pure effort there on the part of BG James as Brian was able to get Kurt Angle up and put his back. But look at this. Kurt Angle saw it. He went for the ankle lock, but BG gets right out of it.
The veteran uses the free leg to kick out of the ankle lock. Charges into the corner. Caught nothing but turnbuckle. Angle takes him up. Angle slam.
Oh, now BG, there he goes. 1, 2. Oh, man, was that close. Oh, was that close. Kurt Angle can't believe it.
Reaction from Angle tells the entire story. He can't believe that BG James was able to kick out from the Angle slam and the straps are going down. I didn't know that Angle could get any more serious than he is, but now with the straps down, he's got him. He's got him in his sights, but BG holding on for his life.
Oh, he tried to hold on.
Whoa.
Wasn't able to do it, and there's that German suplex, and you can see Kurt Angle not letting go, wanting to bang him, take him back up and do it again.
Got the grip right around the waist of BG James. Caught him with one suplex. And BG fights back. Elbow right on the bridge of the nose, and that broke the suplex.
Oh, able to duck that punch there by Kurt, too, barely. And you can see BG. Again, this guy's unbelievable. He's just so caught up, but oh, Kurt able to fling him down. Oh, look at him go for that ankle.
Angle floats over and applies his patented ankle lock submission. submission hold. And now it's a case, as you see dead center in the middle of the ring, where BG has to fight through that pain and at the same time try and make his way to the ropes to get a break.
I'll tell you, the last time he was able to use that momentum and kick out of it. Now look at the positioning that Kurt Angle has on his feet. He's got BG as BG trying to grab the rope, and he does. But then Kurt just pulls him right back to the middle as BG not able to get a firm grip on the ring ropes.
Referee Earl Hebner, he can't force him to break the ankle lock because this is a no disqualification match.
Oh, and Kurt just applying that pressure, and you can hear BG screaming. And again, this time again, BG gets his fingers around that rope, and it's almost like Kurt's teasing him.
Uh-oh, here it is. Not only the ankle lock, he's got the leg scissored as well. Oh, there's no way that Brian can fight through this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Kurt Angle!
When Kurt Angle gets the hold in that tight, there is no way you're not tapping. The pressure's just too great, the pain's too great, and BG James knew he was defeated.
Kurt Angle defeats Jeff Jarrett's friend, BG James, just 3 days away from the showdown at Genesis on pay-per-view. And now here come the main event Mafia in force, out to congratulate, out to celebrate with Kurt Angle.
Well, you see Scott Steiner, Booker T, and of course Big Sexy Kevin Nash as Kurt Angle did what he said he would do. He said he couldn't believe Jeff would allow BG to be in the ring with him, but you gotta give BG James credit. He was just so tough out there, and he gave it everything he had. It just wasn't enough.
Boy, I don't like that sick look in the eyes of Kurt Angle. This guy just ruthless as Scott Steiner tosses the steel chair in. The main event Mafia, Kurt Angle, they're not done yet with BG James.
Oh, and you know they're not. As you see Kurt Angle chasing away Earl Hebner, and you think about that vision of Joe and what happened when they brought that chair into the ring with him. And now the beatdown by Kurt. I mean, he promised this. He promised that he was going to take it to Mick Foley and Jeff Jarrett tonight. They were going to take them out as BG James lying helpless in that ring.
Uh-oh, the already injured ankle of BG James being put in the steel chair. They're going to try and break his leg right here.
Oh, and they're also sending a message to Mick Foley and Jeff Jarrett. They're trying to goad him into coming out here, and that's just sickening. Look at the stomping that he's doing on that leg on BG.
They're using BG James as a pawn to bring out Jeff Jarrett and Mick Foley. And I'll tell you what, it worked, because here comes the TNA founder, the King of the Mountain, the TNA executive shareholder as well, to check on the condition of BG James.
Well, you know the trap's been set. As you can see, Jeff, though, he's more concerned about the health of BG James as he's calling for help out here to take care of him. As Kurt Angle, that look in Kurt's eyes, I mean, it's just almost blank.
Trainers, EMTs, security out to assist BG James. I can tell you, this is only going to fuel the fire. This is only going to escalate the hate. I didn't think it could get any more intense between Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle, but it has.
I'm going to break your ankle too, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, yeah. I'm the man. Jarrett's going to do the same.
How will Jeff Jarrett react to this? We'll be right back. Jeff Jarrett's friend, BG James, being stretchered out of the impact zone. Jeff has asked for a microphone. Let's hear what the TNA founder has to say.
Kurt, words can't describe how I feel right now. Kurt, this was between you and me. It had nothing to do with Brian. Nothing. As the leader of TNA, Kurt, I have prided myself on setting an example of doing things the right way every time. Kurt, that's character. But this Sunday, Kurt, all I can think about is beating the you. Kurt, I'm talking to you, you son of a Kurt.
So all this emotion going on inside this ring. Looking at Jeff Jarrett struggling for the words to say. Looking at B.G. Armstrong sacrificing himself for the well-being of his friend. Jeff, I can't help but stand here and feel just a little bit ashamed. It was 2 weeks ago. I was standing right about here. I looked up at the Main Event Mafia and I said, at Genesis, Mick Foley is crossing the line. And I looked up and I saw my face in brilliant high definition, and in the back of my mind I couldn't help but think that, man, I looked pretty bad up there on that screen. This one tooth, if you see, is kind of gray. My beard's turning a little bit white. My skin's looking a little bit haggard. And then I thought about all the reasons that was so. The tooth is gray because 10 years ago, in one of the most famous matches in our business's history, that same tooth was jammed up my nose. So we put it back and it never really took, but that's okay because it's the story of my life. All of these things represent who I am. Yeah, I walk a little slower. I stumble a little bit when I talk, and I'm not a handsome man. But I am the hardcore legend. And on January 11th, at Genesis, the hardcore legend is coming home. The truth is, Jeff, I know I can't do it alone, and I know you got your hands full with Kurt Angle. Rhino, you'll be competing for the TNA Heavyweight Championship. So I will draw strength from Brother Devon, one half of the most decorated tag team in wrestling history. And from AJ Styles, the gutsiest performer of this generation. Some words of warning, Main Event Mafia. Yeah, take a look at me. I may not be as good as I once was, but for one night, I will be as good as I ever was.
It's just 3 days away. Genesis is just 3 days away.
Damn, I can't wait till this Sunday.